Where is Bitcoin headed to next? Also, will Cardano hit $1 in November? We're going to talk about that. We also want to wish the Bitcoin white paper a very, very happy birthday, as 16 years ago today, the Bitcoin white paper was released by none other than Satoshi Nakamoto. We're also going to take a look at some charts. We're going to talk a little bit about a new meme coin that went live from a refrigerator in a mall. What do I mean? I'll explain to you in a little bit. Also, what has Joe Biden been up to this Halloween? No. We have that and much, much more in today's episode of Sister Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content. Unlike old, boring, stale channels that give you even more old and boring, stale information, we do it in a fun, sexy, dressed up for Halloween kind of way.
You know who I am? I am Bitcoin from 9 months ago that just came alive.
Thought you were the guy outside of the Burger King that
I'm that also.
dumpster diving for
Crypto King. I'm that also. You know how long it took me to grow out my chest hair for this costume?
4 days.
3.5. We did a poll. Will one of us get arrested today? What do we mean? Well, we do have a police officer joining us in studio today.
Police officer.
Mrs. Officer, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're not going to give us any tickets, are you?
Maybe.
Wow.
But one of y'all, I do have handcuffs. One of y'all might get arrested.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right. So be on your best behavior, okay?
You're kind of freaking me out over there with your
The hair?
outfit. The hair, the outfit.
Robin or me?
That one.
The other one?
Your friend.
Hey, guy. Hey, friend.
Did you shave your armpits for this outfit or
Yeah,
like?
let's see the pits. You got? Oh no, he got. A
Oh
little
no,
fuzz
he
down
did.
there.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, happy Halloween. We tried to get Sailor back on the show, but he was a little busy. Do want to start today with a big happy HBD to BTC. Today marks 16 years since Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin white paper. If you just reflect and think about 16 years ago, a piece of paper has led to one of the fastest growing, I would argue, I mean, what do you even call it? Call it a commodity, call it internet, call whatever you want to call it. It's the fastest adopted thing since the internet, which we saw massive explosion. Well, you know, everyone today uses the internet. Will everyone one day use Bitcoin? That is sure looks like where we are headed. And so 16 years later, here we are. Whether you came in 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or maybe 1 month ago, you're in the right place at the right time. We also have from former and hopefully future President Donald Trump. I would like to wish our great Bitcoiners a happy 16th anniversary of Satoshi's white paper. We will end Kamala's war on crypto, and Bitcoin will be made in the USA. Also, hashtag free Ross day one. Ross Ulbricht. That would be amazing. I hope if he wins, I hope that he sticks to this. So yeah, but what are your thoughts on, Bitcoin? You want to say anything to Bitcoin, the white paper?
Want me to say anything to Bitcoin?
Yeah, you want to say happy birthday, or hey, nice to see you again, or good job? Anything?
Good job.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what? I'll to you, Bitcoin white paper. Good job. David wanted me to talk to you personally. I felt like we were lacking a personal connection. So
Thank you.
Figure this is a bonding experience, and
Yes.
so
Thank you, Rob.
you're welcome.
That means a lot.
It does.
It does.
It does. I can't take you seriously right now.
I can't take you seriously. Right now.
Why not? What's wrong?
Are you supposed to be Richard Simmons?
No, I'm just overly ambitious fitness guy who has a pretty green portfolio.
Okay. Oh, the lime green. Okay.
Is right.
We had a absolutely historic day yesterday. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF sees record-breaking $875 million worth of BTC flowing into their ETF in one day. That is almost $1 billion from one ETF issuer in one day, the most they've ever seen. And this is 10 months removed. A lot of people were curious. Hey, we know there's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of excitement around when this thing launches. Well, what does it look like a year, 2 years from that point? Here we are, 9 months later, the biggest day we've ever seen from BlackRock. The latest figure surpasses the previous record of $849 million set all the way back on March 12th. And here you go, Robin. We've crossed a very important threshold. The ETFs now hold over 1 million Bitcoin, 5% of the supply. What are your thoughts here, Robin? iBit leads the way by a mile, 2 times that of Grayscale.
Okay, pretty, obviously massive indicator for TradFi leading the way and BTC's push, right? Yeah. Yesterday's kind of discussion, if you missed yesterday's show, majority of the discussion was what's going to fuel the next bull market or this bull market, and it was off the back of retail, or was it off the back of crypto degens and institutions? And I think that this basically confirms that institutions are going to lead the way, and maybe retail in the way that it showed up in 2021 will come back around, where your average everyday American or the average everyday person was buying crypto that didn't have any exposure. That hey, I just downloaded Coinbase and what meme coin should I buy? That person represents retail. Are they going to come back? That I'm not sure. But I want to say, so we know institutions are here, right? Institutions are here. They're buying, and the flows are indicative of that.
Yeah.
But do you think it's a coincidence that today's price went from 72,000, and at the exact moment the stock market opened up is when we sold off down to 70? Because now, if you think about it this way, if institutions are the buyer, the ones that push the price up, I mean, is it a coincidence that as soon as the stock market opened?
I'm curious to see what today's flows are going to. I think today we're going to see some negative flows.
Yeah,
I do.
And so I think that the market's moving now because of Wall Street. And it, not that it's today and it wasn't moving before, but I think that this is a great indicator. Hey, look at the inflows that we had yesterday, our record inflows. We're getting close to all-time highs. And the second the stock market opens up, we don't know what the flows are today, but the second the stock market opens up, we get a massive sell-off.
You know what's funny is people always talk about Wall Street and I can't with the hair.
Hold on, did you guys see that Rusty Bot is also dressed up today?
Yeah. Oh, he changed his. What the fuck is that? What is that? Shout out to you, Rusty Bot. Everyone always hates on, the hedge funds and Wall Street and this and that, and the people that are able to identify trends and get in before everyone else. And then retail comes in, buys the top, and then the people that got in early sell into it. And, we've had this opportunity sit in front of us for like 8 years, 8 to 10 years. Those of you that have been here for a while, you successfully, dude, go away, dude. You successfully, I don't even know what I'm saying, man. I hate you. We have successfully front ran all of Wall Street. And for the people that are not here yet, they're going to come, but they're going to come at not an ideal time as we are here. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, today's show is going to be very interesting. Did you see this? This man is unhinged. MicroStrategy announces a $42 billion capital plan, including $21 billion at the money equity offering, and a target of raising another $21 billion in fixed income securities to guess what, Robin? To buy Bitcoin over the next 3 years.
That's right. My boy's stacking. At what point does it
Stop?
No,
At what point does it
at what point does
Microsoft, Apple?
No. I was gonna say, at what point does the leverage, because you're borrowing money to buy Bitcoin, so
But he's financing it at such a cheap rate.
I know, but at the same time, at what point, if Bitcoin's price drops, does it become a concern to where, whether it's margin call, maybe panic selling
Well,
of the stock?
Well, Rob, can we argue that we kind of went to that scenario back in 2021?
We did, but
2022?
now that he's leveraging up more and more, right? So you're going to get bigger swings on MicroStrategy stock to the upside and downside.
Which Michael Saylor and others have said that is actually a feature. Volatility is a
No,
feature.
not of Bitcoin, but I'm talking about of MicroStrategy's stock price.
Yes, I know.
And so if his stock price, what happens when crypto tanks? You go through that typical
The stock
bear
will
market.
tank.
Yeah, everything tanks, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just curious what'll happen if the stock price of MicroStrategy dumps all the way down. What is it, like over $200 now?
Yeah, but they had a stock split, so it was over 1,000.
So I mean, if it were to tank all the way down, say 80%, now that's crazy for a stock, right? And so I mean, I think that weather the storm fine, but it's just interesting to think about. You're taking on a lot of leverage. You're gonna have margin call situations. Now I don't know about how he's gonna raise this money, what that looks like, but I mean, at some point,
Well, he said he's pretty much diluting his company, right? In at the money equity offering. Okay, is also raising another $21 billion in fixed income securities. So $42 billion total to acquire Bitcoin. That's a lot of money.
I mean, he's not gonna ever stop. I wholeheartedly believe the man is just going to keep buying, not sell, until I don't know if there is an until until
the end of time, until we're on Mars,
until he's no longer in a position of power, right? Whether or not he were eventually to pass away, say 20, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, however old he ends up being, or if his mental capacity declines and he's removed from making decisions.
Well, they haven't done that to the president, so I'm thinking we'll be fine.
But what I'm saying is at some point that's going to happen. And so I guess, is there anything stopping him from buying up until that point, right? If he's in leadership control, making decisions.
Maybe the shareholders if they turn on him, but even then, no.
Yeah.
I
think that the shareholders understand the strategy, right?
The micro strategy.
Macro strategy, bro. It's not micro. It's big thoughts.
Oh, okay. MicroStrategy isn't the only one that's looking to buy a crap load of Bitcoin. This is Florida's chief financial officer who handles and is a fiduciary of all the pension funds in the state of Florida. Let's listen to what he had to say on CNBC's Squawk Box.
Next guest is pushing to invest Florida state pension funds into crypto. Let's bring in Florida CFO Jimmy Petronas. And it's good to see you again. It's been a while, Mr. Petronas.
Great to be with you, Joe.
This, I guess, is in response to some, comments from former President Trump regarding a U.S. strategic crypto reserve, which, interestingly, would follow something that we've seen in Wisconsin and Michigan. And you sent a letter to the State Board of Administration, I guess, sort of pitching this idea. It's not something that I guess a lot of people think is with the fiduciary responsibilities of state pensions. They don't maybe always think of crypto or Bitcoin in that respect. Why do you?
Well, crypto's not going anywhere. It's not going to contract. It's going to continue to be expanding. And I think we'd be a fool if we're not prepared to do everything we can to harness the opportunities there. Yes, I'm a fiduciary over the state's pension funds, and I need to make sure that the legislature is armed with all the tools and resources. So I put it to our SBA investment team. Let's get all the tools on the dashboard. Let's look at everything that we can do to possibly leverage this opportunity. I'm very bullish on Florida. You could probably figure that out by now. But as we had 400,000 new net Floridians come to Florida last year alone, our state's reserves are 4 times now higher than they were in 2020. So, again, we're in a good place. I like to pay down debt. I see there's an opportunity that's very bright with Florida's future, but we need to be prepared for what crypto can bring to our investment portfolio.
Do you think China is...
And look at this, Robin. Florida's retirement system returns 10.5% for the fiscal year, which is below their benchmarks. Robin, it wasn't too long ago where 10.5% was considered very good on an annual return basis, right? The S&P, if you beat out the S&P, you're good. You're fine.
I think the S&P
7 to 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 8% is
10.5, and like, yep, not enough. We missed our benchmark. And where do they look to? I've said this so many times. When people are looking to outpace inflation, they're looking to outpace rising asset costs, they're looking to outpace the de-dollarization and the collapse of the currency eventually, where else are they going to turn to? And you see multiple examples. Another example here is a guy saying, yeah, 10.5% ain't good enough, so we're looking into Bitcoin and crypto.
Also, don't forget about personal fitness as well and general health. And that is also a key driver, especially for the retirement age. If you're not actively working on your cardiovascular system, you need to have a good workout program. Not only stacking the portfolio, but also stacking them gains, baby. Hola!
I'd like to report a disturbance.
Shut up.
Anyways, what are your thoughts?
Thank you.
Pretty bullish, man.
What if let's say over 50% of state pension funds start investing a little bit in crypto, Bitcoin?
I think that I'll say this. A majority of pension funds will get exposure to crypto in some form. I would say majority. And obviously it's going to be one by one.
You think a majority of that will be Bitcoin?
Yeah, this isn't the first
Pension fund.
retirement pension fund, right? What was it? Wyoming was the first, from my understanding, right?
I think so. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Now you got Florida. And the thing is what's going to be interesting to see is as these pension funds accrue value in this coming bull market, I feel like it's going to accelerate the adoption, right? Because people are just going to point the finger and say, "Hey, look what Florida did. Look how that 10% is now 17% or 13%. Depends on how much of their assets they set aside for Bitcoin." And so, yeah, I think the bull market's going to accelerate, especially, as I mentioned there in that interview, if Trump gets all in with the U.S.'s position on Bitcoin, we know what that's going to do to the price. I mean, here's just a quick thought. At what point, we've already talked about this. Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, is trying to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? You have the United States government not selling, and if anything, if Trump were to get elected, be a net buyer of Bitcoin. You're going to have other countries follow suit. You have pension funds buying. You have maybe Microsoft.
You have Big Rob and Dave buying.
Yeah, and so we know the hash rate's going
I
up.
can't believe I called you Big Rob.
That's right, Big Rob. That's right.
Hey, Dave, I have a question.
Yeah.
You've been assaulted by the Wolverine?
I was going to come in as a different kind of zombie, but my wife, I think rightfully so, told me not to do it. So,
good idea.
Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. In honor of Halloween, if you do trick-or-treating with the kids, just be careful. Just there might be some weirdos out there. I saw this. One slurp of pho per trick-or-treater. Needs a little seasoning there, a little bean sprouts. What are they called? Bean sprouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely sriracha. Yeah, you got to spice that thing up a little.
Some hoisin. Pickled garlic.
Hoisin sauce? Yeah.
Hoisin.
Hoisin.
Yeah. You look like a hoisin.
You said
what?
Hoisin. Yes. The Batmobile just started.
That's Robin's car. Did you see President Joe Biden's up to these days?
Is he like biting children?
Well, kind of. It was layered, multiple layers. It was biting, it was nibbling, it was also apparently sucking as well. Let's take a look at what our president's been up to this Halloween. President Biden. Come here, little baby. Look at those. 1, 2, and
Why is the whole foot in
that's
there?
a little creepy. Also, we have this.
Hold on, real quick on that bite there or whatever it was. Elon Musk tweeted.
So weird.
Elon Musk retweeted someone's post, and it said they asked Grok, which is the AI that runs on X. They asked Grok, "What is President Biden doing?" And then there was a note that said, "Due to policies, we are not able to answer because of graphic material." And so, even AI with no personality was like, "Nah, I can't answer
I
that.
am sorry.
I ain't touching it." Like, nah.
But when is the last time you met a stranger's child and put their foot in your mouth? Very odd. Also,
did that? Okay, never mind.
He thought it was a canol.
is that canol?
Yeah.
Also, Kamala Harris's economy is so bad, everyone needs 2 jobs to get by. Save our seniors. Picking up double duty on the garbage there.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm gonna throw it over to Rob. We're gonna take a look at some market action. You know, Bitcoin's price is a little down. Where are we at, Rob?
Well. Bitcoin $70,310, and so a little like as we mentioned when we came in on the show, we started early this morning prior to Wall Street opening. Coincidence maybe, but at the same time Wall Street opened up, we spilled off immediately within an hour down to 70,000. So kind of curious to see 70,000 is the new support zone, right? I mean,
Well, we talked about this yesterday, right? 69.4 is what I'm looking at. I expect us to rebound off of 69.4.
so you got here the weekly chart or the 7-day chart on CoinMarketCap, and you can see the action that we've had. I mean, that breakout from 70 or 67 up into that 70K range. And then even the same thing on the 1 month is looking very healthy. You can see that just steady increase from up and to the right. And then even on the 1 year, you see that it's been the last time we were over 70,000 was back in June. And so it took us almost 5 months for us to get to the 70K mark again. So I think this is it, man. I think this is the last hurrah before the massive takeoff. Also, taking a look at the altcoin markets, a little bit of red today. You have ETH down 5% on the 24 hours. And then you have also some of the biggest gainers. You got Caspa up 3%. But this is following a downturn on the week. So Caspa down 11% on the week, but a little bounce back today. Also, some of the tokens that are down the most, Lido, Uniswap, Core, and First on Ethereum. These are all down, all also ETH-based projects as well. So interesting to see there that
ETH has been so underperformed.
Yeah.
But
you take a look at on the 1 week, Doge still in the lead. And so up 15% still. Down just 3% today, but up 15%. So no, man, I think that Doge is going to outperform everything in the next 2 weeks. I think that the trend continues. When Doge moves, it's not short-lived. Now, if you look at Pepe, for example, take a look at Pepe. You'll see that when Pepe takes big moves, it also there's just a lot of volatility. And so a lot of the gains that Pepe has are very short-lived, right? Pepe up from, up, good Lord, basically almost a 2x here back in March, and then these giant swings. I mean, in 2 weeks you get damn near 2x's out of this thing, and then down 50%. And so a lot of volatility there. But if you look at the Doge chart, it's a lot less volatility. And I know that you do get a lot of peaks here, but I don't know, man. I think that you're gonna get some really strong performance. I'm calling it Doge strongest performing altcoin in the next 2 weeks. And that's sticking by it. So there you go.
really,
yeah.
You know, I'm just peeking at the Doge chart here. Looks like we might be on the daily, at least for Doge, might be coming into a cup and handle pattern, which typically is bullish, breaks to the upside. Here you have your cup, and looks like we're currently forming a handle here. How deep will the handle go? How deep will the handle go? Who knows? But these things usually break to the upside. Money's been flowing in. Bitcoin is overbought on the daily. If we zoom out to the weekly for Dogecoin, just kind of see where we're at. Nice breakthrough here. We put in a higher high. On a wick, we put in a second higher high. And we actually might be, looks like we're getting into a cup and handle pattern on the weekly as well. But money flows has been great. You look at a liquidity flow index here. This is our custom indicator we created in partnership with Lux Algo. Sentiment is great. Money flow is great. Volume is up. Patterns are looking good. And so I'm not going to argue against your take on Doge being the best performer. You said, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think in the next 2 weeks.
I can see that.
And once Doge catches momentum, it doesn't slow down. You know, when it took its rise from, what was it, like sub 1 cent, or was that like 1 penny prior to last bull market? I mean, it just kept going. I think a lot of that euphoria that we got off of Wall Street bets carried over to the Doge. That ended up kind of picking up some of that Wall Street's bets, GameStop kind of momentum. But even outside of that, we saw Doge go from 20 cents to 40 cents to 60 cents. And a lot of this had few pullbacks, right? I mean, the pullbacks were pretty mitigated. And now that we're going into another bull market, the narrative is still, hey, Elon Musk, we're starting to see that he has been kind of memeing about Doge again. We saw Elon Musk talking about,
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah, and he tweeted about it too. He's tweeted a big picture of a Shiba Inu dog flexing. So I don't know. I think it's I think a lot of the same variables are in play here for Doge. I want to take a quick intermission here to talk to the chat. First of all, happy Halloween. I'd like to get your input. Who's got the best costume today? You got Big Rob from the big 80s. How you doing? Get my skull on. And then you also got we got Dave here, the crypto zombie. And then we then we also got Gravy Train. How you doing?
Why are we still calling me Gravy Train?
Officer Gravy.
Officer Gravy.
Officer Gravy.
So if you like Rob, put a 1 in the chat. If you're 2 for David and then 3 for Ashley, it's a
I wonder who's going to win.
I think it's going to be me, bro.
Yeah, okay.
So who's got the best costume? 1, 2, or 3? 3 for Ashley, 2 for
What
David,
about
1 for Rob.
Rocco, what are you dressed up as today?
Is Rocco dressed up?
Rocco's dressed up as
I'm
very
dressed up
busy.
as the producer.
I was going to say.
The producer.
He walked in and we're like, Rocco, where's your costume? He's like, this is already a nightmare. I couldn't blame him for that comment.
You should see us behind scenes. We're like,
Hey, honestly,
trying
though,
to
man,
get this show going. I don't even know how we even launched this thing live.
honestly, with the new equipment, it is completely different. And Rocco, man, that dude he's a beast, bro.
Oh, look at all them ones, baby.
Oh.
Wow. Not a single to Rusty, but I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Officer Gravy's winning.
That's messed up, bro. Damn, y'all ain't like me? That's messed up.
Yeah.
I should have came with my original one, you know? My original zombie idea. I would have gotten a lot of love from there.
Also, JR gave a $2 super chat. He said, y'all still bullish on H-bar? Terrible price action. That's what he said. I think that H-bar is in a similar situation that most layer ones are right now.
I'm bullish on H-bar, man.
Yeah. So, okay. Outside of Solana, outside of Sui, outside of maybe Caspa, all the layer ones are in the same damn spot. We're waiting for Bitcoin to break out. The team is developing. There's lots of big headlines. Just there's not enough retail coming in and buying. So what you need, realistically, for H-bar, you need it for, I mean, just name. We'll go down the list.
Avalanche.
Yeah. I think Avalanche does have a bullish narrative with the gaming. I think it's going to bring on users. And so, I mean, you look at Chainlink, Polkadot, Near Protocol. Caspa, Stellar, Stacks. Everyone's on the sidelines waiting.
Bro, let me ask you.
And what you need is because you need the money. The money has to flow in from somewhere, right? And we've talked about it before. The money is retail. The money is institutions and Wall Street. And institutions and Wall Street aren't buying layer ones down the market cap list.
True. Let me ask you a question. Polygon's at 33 cents.
I wouldn't touch Polygon at all. Now,
That's
could
crazy.
you miss out? Yes. I just look at it from a perspective of what is going to likely get me strong returns, and I think that you're getting less probability to get massive returns out of Polygon. Polygon performed very well last bull market, and so could we see that come back? Absolutely. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I would not be shocked to see Polygon go from, man, this is so far down, number 30 back into like the top 15. Wouldn't surprise me. But how likely do I think it is? Not so much. And so just a lot of competition. During its heyday when Polygon was doing its thing, what was the factors here? What was going on? Ethereum network, slow. Still pretty slow, but as far as throughput, how many transactions it can process, the demand for the network, the fees, it were skyrocketing for Ethereum. There was very little alternatives. Polygon was one of them. There were a couple other, but Polygon realistically was the big alternative, and that's why it got so much.
Polygon is the lowest it's been since 2022, bro. June of 2022. It's just been that's the last time we've been seeing a 31-cent Polygon. That's crazy, bro.
Like here's I go where the market is going, right? I go where the interest there, where are the users, and look what's right next to Polygon. It's Render. It's Aave.
I love Aave.
And then look what's just even lower market cap is Arbitrum and Optimism. I wholeheartedly believe that Arbitrum and Optimism both outperform Polygon this year. In the next 12 months. Do you see either one of those?
I can't make a case against it.
Yeah, exactly. And so I mean the product is diluted, right? Or the sector, the niche that Polygon fixed or addressed. It's diluted. There's more competition. And the competition that's there has got a ton of interest. And I know that Polygon, that's a side chain. It's a completely different network that uses the security of Ethereum. Arbitrum and Optimism, fundamentally different. I'm not sitting here trying to say they're all the same. They're obviously not. Arbitrum and Optimism, pretty similar concepts, but Polygon's outside the box. But at the end of the day, they serve a purpose, right? And it's to alleviate the network on Ethereum or to provide an alternative. And the alternative just seems more well suited on Arbitrum and Optimism. And so for that reason, I can't get on board with Polygon. And if I had to pick one, I'd be like, nah, I don't want Polygon. I want Arbitrum and Optimism. And I'll split that 50-50. If I had say $10,000 in Polygon, I'm a seller. I'll sell that and I'll put 5,000 in Arbitrum, 5,000 in Optimism. I'd feel more comfortable with that than I do $10,000 in Polygon.
Yeah.
If you had to pick, I gave you 10 grand and I said, David, here's $10,000. You have to purchase in either scenario A or scenario B. Scenario A, buy Polygon. Yeah. Scenario B, split it 5,000, Arbitrum Optimism. What would you do?
It's option 2.
Option 2.
But part of me thinks that Polygon could come out of nowhere, man, and just make you a shitload of money. So I think it might, if you're holding on to Polygon, I don't think, and you're down 50%, 60%, I don't think there's any point in selling now. I don't think Polygon's going to go to zero. Will it break new all-time highs? I mean, where was our all-time high from last cycle? We're at 74. No, that's not right. 74 cents? No.
You're in Doge.
Oh, that's Doge. Thank you, Rocco. Here we go. Polygon-matic. So obviously it did have their token. So I got up to $3. Call it $3. Will it get back up to $3? Will it 10x? Maybe. I think one thing they had really going for them was the NFTs, and that sector just died. That sector completely died. And so, but it, might be worth it to have some Polygon. So Doge, I did have Doge pulled up. I wanted to go over one thing. What I will say here, we're talking about the cup and handle, how low will the handle go? But I think you have a pretty large fair value gap here. This is from the Luxago price action concept indicator. This thing, it sits between 14.5 to around 16 cents. So don't be surprised if this thing goes to the bottom end of this gap. And if it does, I think that's a great area to pick up Doge. Might be the final dip down before we break out of this pattern, or it just might be a good swing trade opportunity for you. I want to shift this conversation to Cardano. And you see on the thumbnail it said Cardano to $1 question mark, exclamation point. Cardano NVT ratio surges, ADA price at the crossroads. Cardano's NVT ratio soared to its highest point since June, raising concerns about ADA's price, making stability as on-chain activity slowed. This signal typically suggests potential overvaluation, making ADA's recent struggles more notable. We take a look at the ADA chart. Cardano has not performed well as far as price action. I'll take the Bollinger Bands off and I'll leave it on the daily here. This is ADA USDT from Binance. From its local high of around 80 cents back in March of this year, we have had a steady bleed off with currently sitting at around negative 58% returns. But if we throw in the Bollinger Bands back on, you see these things have been tight for... We've kind of constricted since we came down and touched the lower end of this. This was back in last Saturday. And so we zoom out to the 3-day. What does that look like? Same thing. Zoom out to the week. Bands are starting to get tighter. So we can sense a move coming from Cardano. The question, Rob, is will that move be a big push to the upside to that $1 range in the month of November? What are your thoughts?
I am a huge buyer of Cardano at this level. I mean, I genuinely believe that this will be the final opportunity to get Cardano under 40 cents. I know it's under 35 cents. I mean, you could say that as well, but I don't think that it'll break 35 and then just all of a sudden just go all the way up to 70 cents. But back to what I was saying earlier, that layer ones are on the sidelines waiting for Bitcoin to rally. And then I think you're going to get that interest from retail. And I think the retail is going to go and pile in on the tokens and the projects that we saw last cycle, or at least some of those, right? The ones that have huge communities. We know Cardano has a big community. So anyways, Cardano, when Bitcoin gets over 85,000, we'll throw a nice round number out there, significantly higher than its previous all-time high. $85,000 Bitcoin. I think we see new all-time highs out of Cardano. And I think that we also get to that $1. I think that the $1 range will be a massive zone of resistance. And so with Cardano, I think that it does come up, maybe trades above $1 briefly, comes back down for however long. But I don't know. I think that out of the top 20 projects, Avalanche and Cardano, I think, are going to be the best performing assets in the next 3 months. And I don't know the exact time frame. So, I mean, we can sit here and be like, well, I thought you said that Cardano is going to be at $1. Like, I say the next 3 months, the next 90 days, kind of depending on Bitcoin's price action. Remember, Bitcoin's got to make a move to the upside and then consolidate. Because what did we
Can't you argue is doing that now?
It is. It is.
So why isn't?
But it's still.
So why isn't Cardano pumping?
Because it hasn't broken new all-time highs, right? It hasn't gotten to that euphoric kind of feeling that you got when we got to the all-time highs back in, what was it? February?
No, March.
When we got there to all-time highs, there was this like love in the air, right? There was this feeling, you know. Everyone was like, it's back. We're back. We're here early.
So back.
Yeah.
Are you cold over there?
A little bit. So, dollar Cardano within the next 90 days.
Also, Cardano community, fear not, as we are launching our digital version of the Almanac on the Cardano blockchain. And we're paying all the minting fees for you, so you don't got to waste any ADA. So you buy an Almanac, and not only will you get a physical copy, but you also get an RF chip where you can tap your phone, and you'll get the digital version on the Cardano blockchain. So want to support one of our favorite projects. So, man, that thing is going to be sick. Can't wait till you guys see it. And then here we go. This is, you want to talk about some degenerate shit? Student launches Solana meme coin from a Samsung fridge in a mall.
What's the name of the meme one?
Fridge. It's down 80% though, so be careful. On October 28th, an Australian university student walking through a mall on his way to class came across a Samsung smart fridge in an appliance store and discovered it was connected to the internet. So what would anyone do? Not play music, not, I don't know, check a website or... Let me go ahead and launch a meme coin. As a crypto native, his next step naturally was to launch a meme coin using the device and stream it live on Twitter. This thing ran up to around a $7 million market cap, Robin, has down 80%. But, man, the level of degeneracy from you degenerates is insane.
Yeah, so I think this is the one. I found it here. So
What's the market cap at?
Market cap's 2 million,
Yeah,
and
that's about right.
it was 3x away. So yeah, this is it.
that's
So fridge, SOL.
By the way, we're not promoting this. We're not saying go buy it. We're not I don't have any. I don't think Rob has any. We're just showing you.
Kind of interesting. So yeah, it launched 3 days ago.
That's funny.
Can your fridge
Maybe-
make you money?
Sure
Apparently it
can.
can.
Yeah,
So,
so can those weights down there.
Yeah. I mean gains, baby. Officer Gravy, how you doing over there?
Officer Gravy. I thought we dropped that name. Did we not?
Are we getting arrested or what? 50% of people said no. One of us will not get arrested.
Then I guess not.
Hmm.
Man,
I guess they were right.
They were right.
That's all I got for the show today, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
What you doing for Halloween?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see the Venom movie.
Gravy? Officer Gravy. What are you doing for Halloween?
Arresting people? Duh.
Arresting people, obviously.
Traffic stops. Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? Was that speed?
Obviously.
Yeah. Are you going trick or treating? You still trick or treat, don't you?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
Ticket to 3.
I kind of do want to go
We know what you're
trick-or-treating,
doing.
though.
What am I doing, David?
Can't say it live on air.
Protein shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My workout.
Go to my
You're gonna
abs.
use those dumbbells. You ain't gonna use them to work out. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, I
What
don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what I'm
Like
saying either.
news.
Okay.
That'll do it for the show today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. We have a Casper video coming out tomorrow. I am sitting down with Wolfie and Chad, also known as the Barbarian. We're going to talk about some exciting things that are happening in Caspa, in the Caspa ecosystem. And so look out for that. Make sure you have a notification bell. Also follow us on X at Sin City Crypto 1. And with that being said, Rocco, thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great Halloween. Enjoy the trick-or-treating if you got kids, or if you're an adult like Ashley and you want to go trick-or-treating, have fun as well. Be safe. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us meme coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon, then to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.
Show the move, Rob. Show the move.